What's happening? I want to welcome you back to another episode of the Account for Your Life podcast. Jamie, what a healthy accountant, helping you to account for your life. Guys, today on the podcast, what you seek is seeking you. And let me share a couple of stories with you. Something that I was watching the Joe Rogan podcast and just listening to some information that really was transformative and mind blowing. And then another story that kind of happened this weekend that pretty much demonstrates kind of like what I want to display today of what you seek is seeking you. So guys, don't forget, we got the brand new book, Living Life on the Next Level. You can get that on Amazon. Listen, if you want a signed copy, go ahead and put in the chat Next Level or message me on a platform. Let me know that you'd like for me to send you a copy. And then I can go ahead and get one of those out to you. Living Life on the Next Level. And we also have Next Level Faith, which was our first book. And look, guys, we're publishing another book next month. So if you're a business owner, someone who's looking to get control over your taxes and stuff like that, it's not going to be a tax book. It's going to be someone about taxes, but it's going to be about more than just taxes. So make sure you stay on the lookout for the announcement when we're going to release our next book. What you seek is seeking you. So over the weekend, went up to see my parents on Saturday. And, we decided to stop to grab some food to, stop at the Cheesecake Factory to pick up some food to take to my parents' house. They live about 15 minutes away. And so we stopped and we had some time. We had about good 45 minutes before the food was going to be ready. So we walked into the mall where the Cheesecake Factory was in the Wilmington, Delaware area, and saw a bookstore. And I was walking past the bookstore and something said, don't walk in the mall, go in the bookstore. And I'm literally walking past the bookstore and just turned. No, we're going to go in the bookstore. I got my two sons, Jared and Jacob, with me. And I start talking to them. I said, hey, actually, I was talking to Jared because Jacob, when we walked into the bookstore, Jared was walking kind of with me. And then Jacob stopped off. I looked back and Jacob had already stopped. He's reading a book. And so I'm telling you, I walk into the personal growth area. Jared, this is telling him all about these kind of books and what this does. And he already told me some things that he wanted to kind of get better at. And I said, man, go through here and see, what's good. I saw some books that I had already read. I said, man, these are great. I said, but look at some books. And, if something catches your attention, pick it up. Now, I didn't go in there saying to myself, I'm about to buy books, but I couldn't help it. Now I'm looking because I'm in the personal growth section. There was a question that I asked many years ago. Have you ever asked the question, how can I get better? Have you ever asked yourself the question, how can I get better? That was a question I personally asked, how can I get better? And I was sharing with Jared, you can get better when you grow. So I'm in the section of personal growth, and I'm gonna show you one of the books I bought. I bought Napoleon Hill's Law of Success. I'd never seen this. It's a hardback. Technically it's like a bunch of books in one. I'm like, yo, this is a classic. Let me grab it. I grabbed that. I grabbed another book that I'd already read, but I never had the hard copy. I only had it on Audible. Sell or Be Sold. This is this book that Grant Cardone wrote. Really good book if you want to learn sales. And I grabbed another book. It's called The Illusion of Money. This was the goal that literally I went in there for, but didn't know that I was going in there for. What you seek is already seeking you. See, here's the thing. I'm going to slow down. Here. If something was seeking you and it had a soft voice, you could almost miss it. What is it going to take to make sure you don't miss it? What's it going to take? If you know what it is, drop it in the chat. What is it going to take to make sure you don't miss it? A few years ago, I heard one of my mentors say that when a person does this thing, when you more of this thing, I'm going to tell you in a second, when you get more of this thing, that's when everything could potentially change. And it was the awareness that I had to go into the bookstore. Something called me in the bookstore to come in and get it. You may not be on that level yet. That's why living life on the next level is so important, because you start learning, just like yesterday we talked about courage, and you have to have courage. If your desire is to have any kind of freedom, you're going to need some courage. You're going to need awareness. See, because I could have easily said, well, maybe we should just walk around the mall. They may not want to go in the bookstore. The bookstore is just kind of like, I know I like the bookstore, but they may not like it. Maybe we can just, because at first I was, maybe we can just walk around, see if there's maybe some sneaker stores or clothing stores. It was the awareness to listen. Oh, let me go in here. Oh, get in there. And the excitement, it was almost like I knew I was looking for something. I didn't know what it was, but I knew I was looking for something. When I saw the laws of success, I said, I've never seen this. And it only had one copy left. I'm talking about this big old nice deluxe edition. There was only one left. Grabbed it. It's like, oh, sell will be sold. I saw sell will be sold. One left. Oh, man, I need this book. And this other book, which is the goal that I was in there for, one left. I picked it up. Illusion of Money. I know if that's true. What do I need to know? In the moment I started reading, I read the full word and was like, oh my goodness. Then I read the introduction and was like, oh, I can't believe I picked up this book. Now, but this may not be for everybody, right? Because if you're not a kind of person who's really trying to up-level your money game, then it's no point, because you may not like it. You may not like it. That's me. From the time I was born, money has been seeking me. Except I chased it for a good amount of time, but now I'm in a season where chasing can no longer happen. Everything has to flow forward. Everything has to flow in unison. Everything has to flow with purpose. What you seek is already seeking you. The information that you're looking to discover, it's already looking for you. It's except that the awareness to actually find it has not occurred in us. So check this out. So last night, I had to do I had 500 push-ups to do. I was salty. It's like 9:30 at night. No, it was almost 10 o'clock. And I had 500 push-ups. I hadn't done any push-ups. Now, mind you would think after almost 5 full months of doing this, that I would have a regimen of getting it done, when the regimen has just been get it done whenever you feel like it. And so I just do it whenever I feel like doing push-ups. And so last night I had to do these 500 push-ups. I said, well, if I have to do the whole 500, then something on YouTube that I can kind of listen and watch while I'm doing this, because I'm tired. I want to go to sleep because it's after 10 now. And so go to YouTube. And I was on there earlier in the day and I saw the Joe Rogan podcast, which I'm not really a subscriber, but it came back up and I was just like, Terrence Howard. You know who Terrence Howard is? Terrence Howard is an actor. He's been in a bunch of movies, Hustle and Flow, I think. He was in a bunch of movies. I can't think of the movies. The Best Man, Terrence Howard's in there. But the dude is like a scientist. Now, I've been watching some stuff of his recently because I've been gravitating towards really learning more about life, learning more about, myself, science. I want to know more about science. Now, I'm not the kind of person that typically would want to study science. So I'm going to follow things that kind of take me down the path that I would like to discover. So I said, let me listen up. Terrence Howard, this dude is brilliant. But he shared a story last night that blew me away. Joe Rogan asked him a question. He says, I'm talking, it starts, what was one of the first memories, the earliest memories you ever had? This was the question Joe Rogan asked him to start the podcast. And then Terrence got deep. He was like, he could remember. Now, many of you may not even believe this. He said he could remember as far back as before he was born in his mother's womb. He could remember. He said he remembered waking up and it was dark. And while he was there, he kept saying he had to remember this feeling. He had to, like, I'm listening, like, what? He's saying that he can remember from before he came out of the womb. See, for some of us, that may be hard to believe. For me, it wasn't. Here's why. One, I watched a good 2 hours, about an hour and a half. Watched about an hour and a half of the podcast. When you listen to the descriptive understanding of scientific things that this person knows, Terrence Howard, you'd be blown away if you were into that. And he's breaking down all kinds of scientific things that I'm not going to even attempt to break down. But one of the things that, see, as a religious person, I have to bring this in. As a religious person, we've been told, and I'm not here to get anybody to change their stance on anything that's like faith-based or anything. I'm just going to state the facts. We've been told that the earth is about 8,000 years old. That's what we've been told. About 8,000, less than 10,000 years old. Now, science is always saying, it's not. It's older than that. There's a lot of different signs. But Terrence, he's doing mathematical calculations based on the fact that if we know the speed of light, and if literally he's breaking down some mathematical things, doing the math, and he does the math on what it has to be. So if you were seeking knowledge and information, you'd be open. I'm not saying that everybody should believe this. Not at all. I'm not preaching that gospel at all. So, because I'm not here to persuade anybody to that. I'm just saying that what you seek is seeking you. And what will happen is you'll start being exposed to things that's in the realm that you're supposed to be on. It's just like a guy named Billy Carson. Billy Carson, go check him out. I'm about to order his books. He's got YouTube channel, Forbidden Knowledge. He talks about things that I'm seeking, right? And it showed up into my life because I'm seeking a bigger explanations. Look, I know that we are infinite beings. Infinite beings. I was writing a book, The Transformation of You to Infinity, last summer. I changed the title to Biblical Success Secrets. It's not out yet, but maybe it'll come out sometime soon. But because I knew we were infinite, I said, we are infinite beings. And if we are because we are infinite beings, and we are not infinite because our bodies are infinite, we are infinite because our mind, the expansion of who we are, is infinite mentally. Infinite. See, what you are seeking seeks you because you seek it. And the awareness that you and I should have for the things that we seek has got to be spot on. You've got to be keen to the things that you need to hear. You got to be keen to the things that you want to see. You got to be keen to the things you got to understand. You have to be keen to this awareness that if I know my purpose, because I know my purpose, guys, I'm a money teacher. I'm a money doctor. And as a money, it's nothing like a doctor who doesn't embody health. Seriously. Now let's get real here. A doctor that does not embody health doesn't make sense to me. How could you be trying to heal? See, that's because in the doctors, they use medicine to heal, and that's the problem. Because they use medicine to heal, or pharmaceuticals to heal, they use knives to heal. then they don't actually understand healing. Because every problem that our body encounters can be solved from the inside. Now, you don't have to believe it. At some point, we all got to understand the things that we should understand. And for me, knowing that I'm an infinite being is one of the problems I had to solve. I had to solve that for myself. I had to solve it because I know I'm infinite, so I need to have proof of all of it. And if I'm a money doctor, can I have any money? Can I have money problems? Any? I can have not one money problem. I'm talking about no iota. I must be pure, because to heal somebody else of something, you must be pure. Yeshua HaMashiach, the Christ, he is pure. And because of his purity, things the problems that he solved, they were solved easily without any friction because of his purity. He's pure. He showed up and things came to life. Problems dissipated. People was fine. They were like, man, I feel different around this guy. What is it about this guy? He's a sign of purity. Pure. To be an infinite being is to be pure. What if you're not seeking being infinite? Well, today's your cue. I don't know what you're seeking after. Seek purity. Seek this infinite being. And so infinite means that there's no end. The number 8 stands for infinite, new beginnings. So today is a new beginning. And as today unfolds, expand your awareness. Expand your awareness to what you should be seeking. Like, think about, what am I seeking today? And then, man, I'd love to be rich. Okay. Start seeking that idea. Seek it. Find a way, right? You know, I've got my book here, The Science of Getting Rich. Oh, I got a book that I'm going to do kind of like a spin-off of this book that I'm excited about. Like, I don't know how it's going to come together. I don't know exactly how it's going to come together yet, but I know it's coming together. Why? Because I'm infinite. What I'm seeking is already seeking me. So let's wrap this up today. How did we start? We started because I was headed down the path. And as I was headed down the path, something happened. At the very beginning of the path, a good friend of mine, Eddie Roberts, grew up with Eddie. He's from New Jersey. One of my best friends. One of my earliest best friends. And Eddie said something to me when I started doing these types of things. He says, Jay, man, I listen to Eric Thomas all the time. Eric is good. He says, Jay, man, I'm telling you, you got it. You got that. When this was like at the beginning, I had not done enough to be even compared to, which he wasn't really comparing me. Because he said, I'm not comparing you to him. What I'm saying is, you have it. That moment, I told him, I sent him a copy of my book. I told him this morning, I said, man, that statement has kept me back in 2017. Guys, what you're seeking, you're seeking you. And whatever it is that you would like to seek, become aware. Allow the awareness to infiltrate your spirit so that when you get a notion like I did to walk into the bookstore because something called me from inside the bookstore. And then when you realize that was my awareness calling. It's like every day is a miracle. You don't even have to wonder that I'm going to get it, because it's happening no matter what, because I'm seeking it, and if I'm seeking it, it's seeking me back. So guys, what you seek is seeking you. It's just an exciting way to start the day. So make sure guys, go grab the book, Living Life on the Next Level, right on Amazon, Next Level Faith. Grab them both. Or if you would like for me to send you a copy, comment Next Level in the chat. Guys, I appreciate you joining me for this episode of the Account for Life podcast. I'm Jamie, the Healthy Accountant, helping you to account for your life. God bless. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the Healthy Accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.